ready, aim, fire is kind of, when we think about that phrase, taking a gun, pointing it at a target, aiming, and then pulling the trigger. Maybe that's a good idea for shooting, but when it comes to running a business, and sometimes it's not. There are some people out there who aim too much, and then before you know it, the target is off and ran off and the opportunity is gone. Part of this business, ladies and gentlemen, especially for those of you getting started, it's important to understand that you will not have all of the answers getting started in this business from the get-go. You won't. You're going to start your first appointment freaking out, scared, wondering if you should do this, hoping that you don't screw anything up major. And I'm here to tell you that is normal and it's okay. The real learning in this business comes from the execution of the strategy. There's only so much you're going to learn from these calls. There's only so much that you're going to learn from reviewing sales calls, the script. That's, of course, it's valuable training. But the real learning comes from the application of what you learn through your onboarding process, through the process of coming back and kind of sharpening the saw, and then taking that learning and applying it in the real world. The one added thing that I'll say here to really round out the ready, fire, aim principle is that you're always aiming after you fire. And here's how I mean. When you guys get out there and you start selling for the first time or for the 1,000th time, there's nobody here that does it flawlessly, myself included. And we can take the standpoint of not really caring about the outcomes and just going about our day and running our system. But it would be much more valuable to take an inward look after every single botched attempt at making a sale or every successful sale and doing an analysis, even if it's just brief or even verbally, about what went right and what you can improve the next time. And thinking about and finding trends about maybe what is going on and thinking in a self-analytical sense about, okay, taking feedback from your experiences and then looking at ways you can improve. Again, some avenues that really help with this, ladies and gentlemen, is recording yourself, okay? I highly recommend everybody here get their iPhone, download a recording app, take it with you on face-to-face presentations, record it. If you're selling over the phone, record on a speaker somewhere, or there's all these CRMs have recording technology now. It is a normal feature. And record your calls and designate a time during your day to listen to at least one or two of your calls. Put it on double speed or 1.5 speed so you can get through it, and think about how the call went, what was said and what was not said, and think about how you can improve these calls. We call this Kaizen in manufacturing process, continuous improvement. We're never going to achieve perfection, but that's not a reason to not reach or vie for it. This is the simplest, most profound, yet most ignored advice that agents take. Probably 5% of the agent population will take what I've just said, which I tell you, it's the best way to learn and grow fast. Listening to what you say and sell, and listening to it and learning from it. Most people never even bother with that stuff. But I'm here to tell you, that's one of the best ways to continuously build upon yourself to overcome that learning curve that's just inherent in this business. What does NFL teams do between games? Do they just lay around, complain about losing? No. Do they go to work? Do they watch their tapes? Do they watch their competition's tapes? Do they practice plays on the field over and over and over again? You better believe it. Why, if the top of the game does it, why don't you? Why, you're not elite. I mean, I hope you are eventually. But to get to the elite, my point is it just doesn't naturally happen. Sure, there's talent involved with the best of the best, but there's also discipline, work ethic, and consistent execution off the field and on the field, but before game day. You should be no different. In fact, I interviewed Joe Bush. He does our Thursday dial day. If you're interested in joining that, check out Thursday's schedule. You can listen to him dial his leads, and then he'll listen to you if you'd like to and give you some feedback. Joe was telling me, I did an interview with him I'm going to put on YouTube. He rehearses one of the things he changed, and he's many years into the business, and this all happened within the last 3 to 6 months. One of the things he changed was he runs through his script multiple times a day, just rehearsing it. He goes through that process and repeats it over and over and over till it's boring and it's blue in the face. But by the time he picks up the phone, there's no question he's going to perform the script exactly as he intended, because he's actually rehearsed all of the things that could have gone wrong and prepared himself to it. And one thing he told me, wrapping up that interview with him, is if he had done a lot of what we're talking about, this constant Kaizen improvement approach, he would have been where he is 5 years in the business. He thinks he could have been there in 6 to 12 months, probably sooner, really. So that goes a lot. There's a lot of things that we don't do that we know we should do. There's no real secrets in this business. It's just focus. It's hard work, getting back to fundamentals. And we only have so much time every day, guys. And you don't want to squander this opportunity.